quiet summons whispers from the core of being, an invitation not to do, but simply to be. Imagine the mind not as a chaotic marketplace, forever bustling with the clamor of demands, regrets, and anticipations, but as a vast, still ocean. This ocean, in its natural state, holds the depth of all potential, yet its surface is often whipped into a frenzy by the transient winds of thought. Meditation is the gentle act of stepping back from the shoreline, allowing the winds to pass without demanding their stillness. It is the conscious decision to witness the waves, each thought, each emotion, each sensation, as they rise and fall, without judgment, without entanglement. It is not an escape from life, but a profound return to it, seen through a lens polished by presence. The regular practice, a commitment made moment by moment, begins a slow, subtle alchemy within the inner landscape. Think of it as tending to a garden that has long been overgrown. The weeds of habitual reaction, anxiety's sharp thorns, and the tangled vines of old narratives are not violently ripped out. Rather, they are observed as they lose their energetic hold when bathed in the steady sunlight of awareness. As the clutter recedes, the true soil, rich, fertile, and inherently capable of growth, is revealed. This revealed ground is where the transformation takes root, spreading its influence into every facet of the experienced world. In the realm of focus and clarity, the benefits are immediate, yet deepen over time. The scattered energy, once spent chasing fleeting mental distractions, begins to coalesce. Imagine an undisciplined beam of light, bright yet diffuse, slowly being channeled through a precisely ground lens. The beam narrows, intensifies, and gains the power to illuminate intricate details previously obscured by mental fog. Tasks that once felt like Herculean efforts become pathways of deliberate engagement. Decisions, once burdened by the weight of what if and should have been, are born from a place of grounded knowing, cutting through complexity with elegant simplicity. This refined focus is the wellspring of productivity, not through strained effort, but through effortless engagement. It means that when you choose to work on a complex problem, your mental resources are no longer squandered on background noise, the phantom worries of tomorrow or the replays of yesterday. You are fully there. Consider the landscape of emotional resilience. Life, by its nature, presents friction, moments of frustration, sorrow, or surprise. Before the steady breath of meditation, these were often triggers, moments where the inner self was hijacked, reacting from a place of conditioned fear or anger. Now, a subtle space opens between the stimulus and the response. This is the sacred interval, the moment of true choice. You do not stop feeling the difficulty. Instead, you stop becoming the difficulty. The emotion is felt as a passing weather pattern within the vast, unchanging sky of your consciousness. This doesn't lead to numbness. It leads to compassionate understanding. You realize that every feeling, even pain, is a temporary visitor, capable of delivering a message, but never capable of permanently occupying the throne of your being. This allows you to approach challenging interactions not defensively, but with an open heart, knowing your core is unshakable. Your emotional responses evolve from knee-jerk reactions to measured, informed actions, fostering deeper, more authentic connections with others. You create a sanctuary within that no external event can breach, allowing empathy to flow more freely because your own vessel is stable. The effect on physical well-being is often surprising in its depth, because the body is the most immediate mirror of the mind. Chronic stress translates directly into physiological tension, elevated cortisol, and a constant state of fight or flight, the body preparing for an invisible threat. Meditation acts as a deep systemic downregulation. The deep conscious breath, held for only a moment as an anchor, sends a continuous, calming signal to the nervous system. You are safe. Rest now. This permission to rest allows the body's innate healing mechanisms to engage fully. Energy previously consumed by bracing and resisting is redirected toward repair. Sleep deepens, digestion improves, and the subtle aches held in muscle memory begin to release their grip as the body finally relaxes its ancient vigilance. It is the process of shifting from survival mode to thrival mode, where the body's vitality is no longer spent bracing for an imagined attack, but is available for genuine health and energetic living. You learn to inhabit your physical form not as a mere vehicle, but as a wise partner in your journey. Perhaps the most profound shift occurs in the concept of self-perception. For so long, the self has been defined by external validation, achievements, failures, and the stories told by others or by the ego, a self built on shifting sands. Meditation gently dissolves these brittle boundaries. As the constant internal narration quiets, what remains is not emptiness, but a core authenticity. You begin to perceive the universal threads that connect you to all things. The sense of smallness, of being an isolated entity fighting against the world, gives way to an expansive knowing. You are an intrinsic part of the whole tapestry. This realization dissolves the intense pressure to constantly prove worth. Worthiness is recognized not as something earned through effort, but as the inherent nature of existence. This deep self-acceptance becomes the foundation for true, unshakable self-love, which, in turn, radiates outwards, effortlessly influencing how you treat yourself and others. The need for external approval fades because the internal source is overflowing. Creativity and insight blossom in this quieted space, like night-blooming flowers opening only when the noisy day has passed. The creative impulse is not a product of frantic searching. It is a process of deep listening. The best ideas, the most elegant solutions, the most resonant artistic expressions often arrive unbidden, slipping in through the cracks where the rigid structures of analytical thought momentarily relax. Regular meditation cleanses the channel, allowing intuition, that gentle, non-linear knowing, the voice of the deeper self, to speak clearly. The mundane becomes infused with wonder. The repetitive becomes an opportunity for novelty. You stop looking for inspiration and start realizing you are the conduit through which inspiration flows. This is the state of flow, where action and awareness merge, and life feels less like a struggle and more like a dance directed by an unseen, beautiful rhythm. In essence, the daily commitment to stillness is not another item on a checklist. It is the foundation upon which all other successful actions are built. It is the realization that the mastery you seek in career, relationships, health, or purpose is not achieved by striving harder out there, but by cultivating deeper peace in here. It is the ultimate act of self-stewardship. Each sitting, however short, is a deposit into an inner bank of calm. When the inevitable storms of life strike, and they will, you draw upon this accumulated reserve. You find yourself equipped not with manufactured patience, but with genuine, spacious understanding. You see the obstacle not as a barrier, but as a prompt for greater creativity. You see the conflict not as a personal attack, but as an opportunity for deeper connection. This practice is not about achieving a state of perpetual bliss. That is a misconception. It is about cultivating the unshakable awareness that even within the chaos, the deeper self remains untouched, whole, and perfectly capable. It is the quiet assurance that you hold the key to your own sanctuary, accessible in the space between one breath and the next. It offers the profound, life-altering promise that by simply paying attention to the present moment, the entire future, and the entire quality of your life can be elegantly and irrevocably transformed, one gentle breath at a time. This is the true, quiet revolution of the inner life, waiting for your permission to begin.